thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live and on 9 News Watch as we're taking a look at a very smoky, hazy, and warm Denver, and that is going to be the case for the Home Run Derby tonight. It's, of course, taking place in downtown Denver, and then, of course, for the All-Star Game tomorrow. Also looking at fairly similar conditions, though we will increase the chances for a shower or a thunderstorm as we get into your day tomorrow. So there's the view of downtown Denver, which is a smoky one, but then also talking about this increased ozone and reduced air quality for us here along the Front Range. Those, again, that wildfire smoke coming on in from Oregon as well as from California and Idaho, and that's really just mixing into our air, making it really unfortunate for us. Now, that smoke, unfortunately, it's going to stay fairly hazy for us through the remainder of your evening and into early tomorrow as well, when you see some thicker smoke plumes come in from the north and west, and that'll mix down into the Front Range and keep that unfortunately smoky scene around. It does mean we'll have that kind of fiery red type of sunset tonight and sunrise tomorrow morning, but of course you know the origin of that, and that's not so great. That said, we do have some good news as we get into Wednesday. We should start to see the air quality improve. We'll get a bit more of a northerly push of wind, and that should start to mix out some of that wildfire smoke. Now, in terms of chances for showers and thunderstorms, today we have 1 or 2 fast-moving gusty storms in the mountains. That'll be about it. We should be mostly dry. Just watch out in a few spots if you're doing some hiking west of Denver for a storm or 2. Better chance foothills on west. It's very, very slight chance we get one in Denver, but it does not look likely. Now, as we get into your day tomorrow, we'll see a bit more moisture work its way on in. You can see that little bit of cloud cover. We'll have a better chance for a storm tomorrow, and especially into your Wednesday. More on that in just a second. Temperatures for right now, it's on the warm side, low to mid 80s for us, although the wildfire smoke is kind of helping filter out some of that sunshine. It's keeping those temperatures down just a tad. Grand Junction just a few days off of hitting your all-time hottest temperature on record. You got up to 107 last Thursday, 89 right now for us there. In Grand Junction along the western slope, you'll be at triple digits again, though, in Grand Junction later on today. Denver at 94 degrees, 95 in Greeley, and Eastern Plains generally in the low 90s, maybe some mid 90s in a few spots. Now, the forecast as we get into your day tomorrow, as I mentioned, we'll see some more coverage of those showers and thunderstorms. I think the better chance in terms of seeing a storm in Denver will be a little earlier, between about kind of 2 and 5, 3 and 6 in that time window. Better chance again in the mountains, and also a better chance as you head south of I-70 for a shower or thunderstorm. But Denver will have that chance, again, bump up a little bit as we get into your day tomorrow compared to what we're seeing today. And then Wednesday, we'll probably see a few more storms work its way into the picture as well. Tonight, temperatures down into the low to mid 60s for us. Pleasant night for us. Again, not anticipating much in the way of a storm. For those 1 or 2 spots, do get one. It'll clear quickly. It will be a dry thunderstorm type of setup. What I mean by that is we'll probably be looking at more wind, more lightning than actual rainfall. We're not going to get a whole lot of rain out of these. And anything, again, that we do see will be fast moving. So don't worry too much about any possible storms for tonight, unless you're doing hiking, especially above tree line. Keep that in mind, although getting pretty late in the day for that. Tomorrow, temperatures rise up into the low to mid 90s for most of the Front Range, and that will keep things obviously on the warm side, but also we will have that chance for a storm between probably, again, 2 and 5, 3 and 6. That looks to be the time window. That'd be at the very front end of the All-Star Game, so more on that as well in just a second. Closer look in because of, again, maybe some of those added interest with the All-Star Game tomorrow. We start things off on a dry note as usual for us. Then later on in the afternoon, we'll see those storms work their way on in from the west, and that window would be probably, again, maybe on the front end of that All-Star Game window. All-Star Game first pitch is at 5:30 tomorrow. Probably between, again, 4 and 6 would be the best time to see that storm there in Denver. So if we do get a storm at the All-Star Game for tomorrow, the thing to really take away is, 1, any delay we should be brief. 2, the game will undoubtedly, they'll be able to play it. This is not a washout type of situation. So one more look there at the All-Star Game forecast for tomorrow, where we do have that temperature at 88 degrees. First pitch at 5:30. Storm would be early. It would be at the front end of the game, and then things will clear up pretty quickly for us. Now, overall, at the weekend ahead, it's Monday, so we're already starting to think about the weekend, right? Who isn't? Let's be honest about it. So Saturday and Sunday, it looks a lot warmer. Storms look very icy. We're going to have a very dry air mass in place this weekend. So if we do see a storm, it'd be, again, very hit or miss, kind of like today's setup, where maybe 1 or 2 spots get a storm. Anything you'd see would be brief, would be probably these high-based thunderstorms that produce more lightning and wind than anything else, not a whole lot of rain. So, again, you got the weekend planned, start to make those. You're probably okay. Just keep in mind it's going to be on the hot side. Looks like a good pool weekend. If you do some hiking, try and get it done probably earlier on in the day, but you should be able to get some of that hiking done. It will be on the hot side, and again, we will have some of those afternoon storms, so try and get that hike done earlier on than anything else. 7-day forecast. We warm things back up again. We get that ridge of high pressure that'll bounce its way back into the picture by Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Best chance for storms comes up on Wednesday. We're going to get a front that drags its way on through. So I think Wednesday ends up being our best chance for a storm out of the week ahead. Thursday looks pretty similar to Wednesday, maybe a slightly lower chance for a storm from Thursday to Wednesday. But again, Wednesday, you got those afternoon, evening plans. I would plan on at least a storm because we're going to have them around. Thursday, probably slightly drier, but still some storms around. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we dry on up and warm things up as well. So that is a look at your overall forecast. I'm going to see and take a look if you've got any comments and questions. If you're joining us on Facebook Live, feel free to type those below, and I'll try and get to as many of those as possible. And it does look like, I know Taylor and Deborah both saying that the smoke and the haze is bad. Yep, it stinks, and there's no doubt about it. There's no way to look past it. I mean, the smoke is the real story, I would say, right now. Aside from the All-Star Game forecast, again, a little bit of added interest here in Denver because of that, but other than that, fairly typical summer forecast. We're in the middle of July. We're in the heart and the dog days of summer, so what you're seeing here, this is pretty typical stuff, maybe a little warmer than usual over the next few days, but nothing too dramatic about the forecast. The real thing is we are talking about that smoke, that added wildfire smoke, and that's just making the air quality it's pretty terrible out there. I was just taking a look at some of those air quality levels around the Front Range, and we're generally in kind of the 50 to 75 range, which is moderate to unhealthy air quality right now. So again, limiting your time outdoors here, folks, especially if you have asthma or any respiratory condition. Today, just get that. You gotta make that stroll, you gotta make that run, anything outdoors, just try and make it quick because we are talking about that really reduced air quality. Good news ahead, though, is that Wednesday we should see some pretty dramatic improvement in the air quality. So there is some better air quality ahead. If you want to put off that run, again, you will have Wednesday, Thursday to get it done, and it should be a bit better by then. Today, tonight, looks like tonight and tomorrow morning will be the worst time window for the air quality, and then things should start to improve late tomorrow night, late Tuesday night to Wednesday morning. So hopefully, it gives you a little bit of good news, something I wouldn't say to look forward to, but something that should be a little bit better improved for us as we head over the next few days. Looks like, I'm trying to see if we got any other comments. It looks like Sue saying, wish we could send some of our rain out there. I don't know where you are, Sue, but I would assume that you are somewhere where you have had a lot of rain, and you would certainly take it in a few spots. But Denver and the Front Range, and we've talked about this at length, and it's just a totally split state. Colorado, western Colorado, desperately needs moisture, and I mean desperately. We'll take every drop of rain we can get out there. Eastern Colorado, we're okay. We've had a lot of recent rains over the last few weeks. Again, I think Wednesday, Thursday, we'll get some rain back in the picture from the Continental Divide on east. Denver had all that rain March, April, May, rain and snow, melted snow. So we've really seen just a ton of moisture here in eastern Colorado. Just totally different picture as you flip over to the other side of the state. And again, western Colorado, western slope on south end of the San Juans, that's where we need a rain. And just not seeing anything too dramatic at this point. The ridge of high pressure is going to be pretty anchored over that part of the state. So unfortunately, the chances for any meaningful rainfall out of that part of the state are pretty limited. So hopefully it's giving you a pretty good overall picture about the weather picture. And thanks for joining us here on Facebook Live and on 9 News Watch. I'm Meteorologist Chris Bianchi. Have a great rest of your day.